5 mindless habits that decrease your balance and reflexes. If you're over 60, 70, or even 80 years old, you're about to discover something truly life-changing. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal 5 mindless habits, tiny things you do every day without thinking, that are quietly decreasing your balance, slowing your reflexes, and increasing your risk of dangerous falls. And here's the best part. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to reverse them with simple, fast, practical steps you can start using today. And let me tell you, the final tip at the very end is something most people completely overlook. You might already know it. It might even seem basic, but the results are out of this world. I promise you, if you stay with me until the last minute, you will walk away with one powerful insight that can dramatically change how steady, confident, and safe you feel every single day. So let's dive in. When balance decreases, it rarely happens overnight. It happens quietly, gently, bit by bit, through daily habits that seem harmless. But once you understand these habits, you can stop them, correct them, and regain control of your mobility. And if you're watching this right now, that already tells me something important. You care about staying independent, strong, and in control of your body. And that alone puts you ahead of most people your age. Habit 1. Shuffling instead of lifting your feet. One of the most common mindless habits that slowly reduces balance in older adults is something so subtle you may not even realize you're doing it. Shuffling your feet instead of lifting them. Over time, many people naturally begin taking shorter, flatter steps. It usually starts because of stiffness, sore joints, or simply being cautious. But when the foot stops lifting properly, the body begins losing its natural rhythm, and that rhythm is essential for strong balance and fast reflexes. Shuffling actually trains your brain to expect less movement, which means the muscles in your legs stop engaging fully. Your ankles lose strength, your hips tighten up, and your reaction time decreases because your stride becomes restricted. Even worse, shuffling dramatically increases your risk of catching your foot on carpets, uneven floors, or small objects you don't notice. But the good news, this habit is extremely easy to correct. Start by practicing a slow, deliberate walk where you actually feel your foot leaving the floor. Even lifting your feet just half an inch higher makes a huge difference. Think of every step as a signal to your brain, we are moving with purpose again. And here's a little mindset shift that helps. Imagine you're walking through a very shallow puddle. You want your feet to clear the water, not splash through it. That small visualization naturally lifts your steps and engages the muscles that keep you stable. Habit 2. Sitting too long without micro movements. The second mindless habit that quietly destroys balance is long periods of sitting without movement. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with relaxing, but when sitting becomes stillness, and stillness becomes hours, your body begins to shut down essential motor patterns. Your reflexes slow, the stabilizer muscles around your spine weaken, and circulation in your legs decreases. Most people think balance is only about the legs, but in reality, your core and back muscles play a massive role in how quickly your body reacts when something unexpected happens. When you sit too long, these muscles disengage, almost like a dimmed light. Over time, your body forgets how to fire them automatically, which means your reflexes get slower and slower and slower. But here's the simple fix. Micro movements. You don't need a workout. You don't need big stretches. You simply need tiny, gentle movements every 20 to 30 minutes. Rotate your ankles, shrug your shoulders, twist your torso gently. Even tapping your toes activates your nervous system enough to wake up the reflex pathways that keep you steady. Think of these micro movements like giving your body a friendly nudge that says, "Hey, we're still alive. Let's stay ready." Because the truth is, your body adapts to whatever you do most consistently. And if you sit still for hours, your reflexes begin adapting to stillness. You deserve better than that. And with these tiny changes, your body will respond faster than you might expect. Habit 3. Looking down too much while walking. Many older adults develop the habit of looking down every step they take. It makes sense. You want to be safe, cautious, aware, but ironically, constantly looking down actually makes your balance worse. When your eyes stay focused on the floor, the muscles in your neck tighten, your spine curves forward, and your body becomes slightly off-center. That posture forces your brain to work harder to keep you upright, which tires you out and slows your reflexes. The human body was designed to balance using a combination of vision, inner ear signals, and proprioception, your body's ability to sense its position. When you stare downward, you block two of these systems from working properly. Your field of view shrinks, your inner ear sense becomes confused, and your body starts relying solely on muscle tension to stay balanced, which is not the way nature intended. A better approach is to look forward, about 10 to 15 feet ahead of you. This keeps your spine aligned and gives your brain more information about your surroundings. If you need to check the ground, glance down briefly, then return your gaze forward. One small shift in posture can dramatically change how your body balances itself. You may even feel taller, stronger, and more secure with every step. And that's exactly what we want. If you've ever wondered why you feel more unsteady than you used to, this simple habit might be one of the hidden reasons. Habit 4. Holding your breath during movement. Now, this one surprises almost everyone. Holding your breath while moving, even for a split second, can dramatically reduce your balance. Many people do it unconsciously when standing up from a chair, reaching for something, bending over, or stepping up a small incline. That tiny moment of breath holding increases pressure inside the chest and disrupts the natural oxygen flow your brain needs for quick reflexes. Your brain depends on oxygen to react quickly. When you hold your breath, even briefly, you create a small delay in oxygen delivery. That delay may be less than a second, but for balance, a fraction of a second is everything. When your breathing stops, your core muscles tighten in the wrong way. They brace instead of stabilize. That bracing makes your body stiff and less responsive. Instead of flowing with movement, your body becomes rigid, like a locked door. And rigid bodies don't balance well. The fix is simple. Exhale during movement. When you stand up, breathe out. When you reach, breathe out. When you bend, breathe out. This encourages your core to engage naturally in the way it was designed to support your spine and keep you steady. I always tell people, if your breath gets stuck, your balance gets stuck. Keep the breath flowing and your body will follow.
Habit 5. Using only one side of your body. We all have a dominant side. One hand we prefer, one leg that feels stronger, one direction that feels easier. But as we age, Relying too heavily on one side creates imbalance in the body's symmetry, which affects your stability more than you might imagine. When one side becomes stronger and the other becomes weaker, your weight shifts unevenly. Your hips tilt, your spine rotates slightly, and your nervous system begins favoring the stronger side for every movement. Over time, your reflexes become one-sided, meaning your body reacts well when falling in one direction, but poorly in the other. This is why some older adults fall only to one side. Their weaker side simply can't catch them in time. A powerful way to fix this is through small moments of intentional balance on your non-dominant side. For example, when brushing your teeth, lean slightly more weight onto the weaker foot. When reaching for something, try using the opposite hand. You're not doing a workout. You're reminding your brain that both sides of your body matter. Strength, balance, and reflexes all improve dramatically when the body regains symmetry. And symmetry doesn't require hours of training. It requires awareness, tiny adjustments, and repetition. Your body is far more capable of adapting than you might think, and balancing both sides gives it the best chance to stay strong. Why these habits sneak up on you? It's easy to wonder, why didn't anyone tell me these habits were harming my balance? The truth is, these habits creep in slowly. They feel natural. They often begin as small adjustments you make to reduce discomfort, protect yourself, or save energy. But over time, they become patterns. And patterns shape everything about how your body moves. Think of it like erosion on a riverbank. It's not the big storms that cause most of the change. It's the tiny, consistent movements of water over many years. Your body responds the same way. A small change in posture today becomes stiffness tomorrow, weakness next month, and slower reflexes next year. But here's the amazing part. Because these changes were created by habits, they can be reversed by habits. Not by surgery, not by medications, not by anything extreme. Just awareness, small changes, and gentle repetition. Your nervous system, no matter your age, can still learn. Scientists call this neuroplasticity, and it continues throughout your entire life. Your body is waiting for you to send new instructions, and when you do, it responds beautifully. So don't blame yourself for these habits. They're invisible until someone points them out. What matters is that now you're here. You're learning, and you're taking back control. How these habits affect reflexes specifically. Reflexes are your body's automatic responses, your ability to catch yourself when you slip, turn quickly when something surprises you, or react instantly when your foot meets unstable ground. But reflexes weaken when the brain stops receiving movement signals from the body. Each of the habits we've discussed sends fewer messages to your nervous system. Shuffling reduces foot-to-floor awareness. Sitting too long weakens the spine. Looking down disrupts your visual balance cues. Holding your breath interrupts oxygen flow. Using one side too much creates uneven reflex patterns. Your reflexes rely on consistency. They need constant reminders that you're moving, adjusting, reacting, adapting. When those reminders disappear, the reflex pathways begin fading, almost like a path in a forest that becomes overgrown when no one uses it anymore. But the moment you start reactivating those pathways, even with small, gentle movements, they begin waking up again. You may notice faster stepping responses, quicker foot adjustments, or a stronger sense of stability when standing on uneven ground. Your body is incredibly smart. It doesn't need perfection, it simply needs repetition. Give it the signals it's been missing, and your reflexes will return faster than you expect. The quiet warning signs you should never ignore. Sometimes your body whispers before it shouts. Certain warning signs often appear before major balance issues, but most people dismiss them as just getting older. Here are a few signals that your balance or reflexes are declining. You hesitate before standing up. You feel wobbly when turning or pivoting. You grip railings tighter than you used to. You avoid stepping on uneven surfaces. You catch your foot on small bumps more often. You feel slower responding when someone calls your name. These aren't failures. These are messages. Your body is telling you that something needs attention, and that attention can make all the difference. Many older adults normalize these signs, thinking they're simply part of aging. But aging isn't the problem. Disuse is. When your body stops practicing certain movements, it loses them. But when you reintroduce those movements, slowly, gently, consistently, your body relearns them. You don't have to ignore these signs. You can respond. And when you do, you give your future self a priceless gift: independence. A simple daily check to measure your balance. Here's a powerful tool you can use every day to measure your balance in just 10 seconds. It's safe, simple, and incredibly accurate. The single leg stance test. All you do is stand next to a sturdy counter or chair, place one hand lightly on it, lift one foot an inch off the floor, and see how long you can hold without wobbling. Even 3 seconds of improvement is a huge win for your nervous system. This test does two things. It measures your current balance, and it trains your body while you're measuring it. That's the beauty of it. The test is also the exercise. You don't need to lift your leg high. You don't need perfect posture. You simply need to try. Do it once a day, alternating legs, and you'll create a small, steady improvement that builds confidence. Most older adults never test their balance until it becomes a crisis. But you're here. You're learning, and you're giving your body the information it needs to stay strong. This tiny habit, just 10 seconds, can transform your stability more than anything else we've talked about so far. How posture influences stability. Your posture isn't just about looking upright. It's the foundation your body uses to stay balanced. When your spine falls out of alignment, even slightly, your center of gravity shifts. And when that center shifts, your muscles have to work harder to keep you steady. Older adults often develop forward-leaning or rounded posture without noticing, especially when using walkers, holding onto rails, or walking cautiously. This posture compresses the ribs, restricts breathing, and tightens the hip flexors. all of which directly impact balance. But here's something encouraging. Improving posture does not require forcing yourself to stand straighter. Instead, focus on feeling grounded. Imagine a string pulling the top of your head upwards while your feet press gently into the floor. This creates a natural lift without strain. Better posture also opens your chest, allowing more oxygen to flow. Remember what we said earlier? Oxygen fuels reflexes. So by improving posture, you improve breathing. And by improving breathing, you improve reaction time. Balance is a chain reaction. Fix one link, and the entire chain gets stronger.
Rebuilding reflexes with gentle movements. Reflexes thrive on repetition. The more often your body practices adjusting, the better it gets at responding quickly. But you don't need fast or intense exercises to rebuild reflexes. You simply need movements that challenge the body just enough. Here are 3 gentle reflex-building movements. Weight shifts. Stand with your feet hip-width apart and shift your weight from one foot to the other. This teaches your ankles and hips to respond instantly. Toe taps. Lightly tap your toes forward, sideways, and backward. This activates the front, side, and back muscles that catch you during a slip. Side steps. Take one small step sideways and bring your feet together. This simple movement retrains lateral reflexes, the ones that protect you during a sideways stumble. Each of these movements works best when done slowly and intentionally. They don't stress your joints, they don't require equipment, and they gently reawaken the reflex pathways that aging tries to quiet down. If you do these for even 2 minutes a day, you'll begin noticing changes sooner than you think. Confidence grows, stability improves, and everyday movement becomes easier again. The mental side of balance awareness. Balance isn't only physical, it's deeply mental. The brain plays a huge role in how steady you feel, how quickly you react, and how confident you are when moving. When you're distracted, anxious, or overly cautious, your brain sends mixed signals to your body. Many older adults walk mentally stiff, thinking about falling more than thinking about moving. But fear actually makes you less steady. When the brain focuses on the danger, it reduces the body's ability to respond naturally. You start overthinking every step, and overthinking slows your reflexes. A powerful mindset shift is to think about movement, not risk. Focus on the feeling of your foot touching the ground, the rhythm of your steps, the sway of your arms. This awareness brings your brain back into harmony with your body. Another tip: speak confidence into your movement. Quietly say, steady, strong, moving forward. It might feel silly, but positive verbal cues significantly improve balance by calming the mind and activating the body. When your mind believes you're capable, your body follows. Creating an environment that protects balance. Your environment plays a huge role in how safe and steady you feel. Sometimes balance problems aren't caused by your body at all. They're caused by the spaces you move through. Clutter, loose rugs, dim lighting, Narrow pathways and uneven surfaces can silently increase the demands on your reflexes. If your home forces you to constantly adjust your steps, your balance becomes stressed without you realizing it. But instead of doing a stressful home overhaul, focus on 3 simple changes. Lighting. Make sure hallways, stairs, and bathrooms are well lit. Good lighting improves reflex speed because the brain receives clearer information. Pathways. Keep walking paths wide and open. A clear path equals a clear mind and a confident gait. Grip points. Place intentional support in key areas. Not everywhere, just where you need it. A stable touch point helps the nervous system reset quickly if you lose balance. A safe environment doesn't mean a boring one. It means a supportive one. When your home works with you instead of against you, your balance improves naturally. The surprising power of the ankles. If there's one part of the body most people underestimate, it's the ankles. Your ankles are your first responders, the tiny heroes that react before your brain even knows you've stumbled. When your ankles are strong and flexible, you recover from slips instantly. When they're stiff or weak, the body has to rely on slower, larger muscles, and that delay can lead to a fall. Here's the good news. Ankles respond extremely well to tiny, consistent exercises. Simple movements like ankle circles, heel raises, and toe lifts are incredibly effective. Even gently flexing your foot up and down while sitting helps reawaken the reflex pathways that protect you. And here's something fascinating. Research shows that ankle mobility is one of the strongest predictors of fall risk, meaning by caring for your ankles, you're directly protecting your independence. Your ankles are small, but their role is huge, and they deserve attention. Why slow and steady is often better than fast. Many people think improving balance requires fast, intense exercise. But in reality, slow movements are more effective for older adults. Slow movements allow the brain to focus, the muscles to engage gently, and the joints to move safely. When you move slowly, your nervous system has time to process every position. It learns. It adapts. It gets stronger. Fast movements can overwhelm the body, but slow movements teach the body. Think of it like handwriting. If you write slowly, your handwriting improves. If you rush, it becomes messy. Balance works the same way. Let your body learn the movements, and speed will return naturally. This approach also reduces fear. Slow movement builds trust between your mind and your body, and trust is the foundation of confidence. Your balance will grow not by rushing, but by moving with intention. Preparing for the most important technique. We're getting close to the most powerful, effective balance-improving method I've ever taught older adults, the one we'll cover in the next segment. But before we get there, I want you to understand why it works so well. Most balance exercises strengthen only one system: muscles, joints, or posture. But the most effective technique strengthens all 3 systems at once, plus your reflexes. It reconnects your brain to your body in a way that feels natural, not forced. Before I reveal it, think about this. How often do you practice shifting your weight?
Not lifting your legs, not stretching, not walking, just shifting your weight side to side, forward and backward. Most people hardly ever do it. Yet, weight shifting is the foundation of every movement your body makes. Every step, every turn, every bend starts with a tiny shift of weight. If that shift is slow or weak, the entire movement becomes unstable. The technique I'll share next doesn't require equipment, strength, or flexibility. Anyone can do it from 60 to 90 plus years old. And the results are unbelievably fast. Get ready, because this next part is where everything comes together. Here it is, the method that improves balance, reflexes, stability, and confidence better than anything else. Controlled weight transfer training. It works like this. Stand with your feet hip width apart and soften your knees and gently shift your weight onto your right foot. Hold for 2 seconds, then shift onto your left foot. Hold again, then shift forward, then backward. You're not stepping, you're only transferring weight. This simple movement reactivates the neural circuits responsible for catching you during slips and stumbles. It strengthens the ankles, hips, and core simultaneously, and it retrains your brain to respond faster than you thought possible. Do this for 1 minute a day and your balance will change. Do it for 3 minutes and your confidence will transform. And remember what I promised at the beginning? You might already know it. It might even seem basic, but the results are out of this world. This is that technique. Simple, natural, powerful, life-changing. Now I want to hear from you. If you've made it this far, go ahead and type 2 down in the comments below. And if you want more videos that help you stay stronger, safer, and more confident every single day, make sure you hit subscribe, tap like, and share this video so other older adults can improve their lives too.